Hey guys, it's Smudge here, and we're back in Elite Dangerous. Now we're in the Gamma, in fact we're in Gamma 1.1. Now I haven't kind of done any recording so far, although I have been playing through the Gamma. That's mostly because the Gamma, for me at least, has been as stable as a house of cards and a hurricane. I'm not getting disconnected much anymore. There has been a lot of people complaining about disconnects and things like that, but for me it's frequent pauses when I'm playing. I get pauses lasting from 5 to 10 seconds and it's really jarring, and I didn't want to kind of make a recording with it jarring and stopping every kind of 5 minutes for 10 seconds, because it just kind of ruins the immersion a bit and it's not very nice. But I'm hoping, since they've just released Gamma 1.1, that's going to be fixed. And I felt like making a video anyway, so I thought, well, why the hell not? Now, as you can see on the video here, I'm in my Eagle. Because I'm a beta backer, or if you get the Mercenary edition of Elite Dangerous, you start with a Sidewinder, which is a basic ship. But you also get a basic Eagle, in order to start your adventures in the galaxy. Now the Eagle's a light fighter. Now it's a very capable ship and it's an incredibly good fighter. It's something that's probably underrated, and yeah, I mean it's a ship that really surprised me. This is the first time I've flown the Viper, or you know, piloted the Viper, I guess, you know, being in space. Can you call it flying in space? I guess so, I don't know. But anyways, it's the first time I've had a Viper, and I was incredibly surprised by how versatile it is. Now, in previous versions of the beta, I've had the Cobra and I've had the Viper, as well as the Sidewinder and the Hauler. Now, I enjoyed the Viper once it had been upgraded. As stock, I'd kind of struggled with it. And I really loved the Cobra simply because of its overall versatility. You know, it's got massive cargo bays, it's got good weapons hold, it's got good power management, good heat management. You know, it's a ship you can do a lot with. And I always kind of stayed away from the Eagle because I thought, well, it's going to be a bit limiting. But having flown it a bit now, I've really started to fall in love with it. I mean, like, properly starting to fall in love with it. It's agile, very agile. It's, in fact, probably, I'll maybe even put money on this, that it's the most agile ship in Elite. And it really tells. I mean, going against even Vipers, you can, using, you know, certain techniques with lateral thrusters and power management, you can stay behind a Viper consistently, you know. And it's not the fastest ship in the game. It tops out boosted at about 300 something around there, maybe 319, 320 if I remember rightly. But you know, it can't keep up with a Viper, but in a turning fight, that I don't think there's anything equal to it. Now, loadout wise, you've got two, in fact I'm going to go to hard points here. You've got this Gatling cannon on top. Now I've put this in, you start with a pulse laser on top and a pulse laser underneath, but I switched these around. So one thing that they've added in Gamma, which is absolutely fantastic, so you can click on this, then you can click swap, and then you can move a weapon from one hard point to another, which is something you couldn't do before. And personally, I think it's a fantastic addition, because then you don't need to sell a weapon in order to buy it on a new slot. You can just swap the slots around. So on top, because I'm doing a lot of turning and a lot of turn fighting, I've got a gimbaled multi-cannon on top, which tracks targets when I'm turning with them, and that becomes you know, very useful. Now, all of these weapon slots are only class 1. So I can't have like heavy multi-cannons which do crazy amounts of damage. And the weapons I've got are very kind of low down in the order. They are class 1, but as you can see, the multi-cannon here is a G, so it's not the best multi-cannon. Same with the pulse lasers. Underneath these, the pulse lasers I started with, and they're both 1Fs. So they're definitely not the best pulse lasers you can get. But with a little bit of patience and the right sort of maneuvering, you can really kind of put these weapons to their best use. And it's got one utility mount, which is what you use to apply things like electronic countermeasures, which is quite a new thing I've seen, and they're quite cool. So what that does is, as it says in the description there, it defeats missile and torpedo locks. You've also got shaft launcher, which I've encountered a few times now. The AI in certain ships are using more and more shaft. And if you're using a gimbaled weapon, like my multi-cannon that I use on top of the Eagle, that gimbaled weapon loses lock and it just starts spazzing out everywhere and you can't shoot at your target. So the shaft's really handy. But in order to kind of get around that, all you need to do is just unlock your target, which will then put all of your weapons into a kind of hard lock bore side. And then you just need to point at your target and shoot anyway. So in that respect, it's a bit useless. And then you've got the other things like kill warrant scanners, cargo scanners, things like that. So depending, you know, if you want to be a hardcore bounty hunter, you can put kill warrant scanners on so you can scan people that you come across to see if they've got bounties in the Federation, the Empire, you know, different systems, things like that. And then you've got cargo scanners for if you want to be a pirate, or if you're kind of more want to be sort of, you know, police maybe. So, you know, if you scan someone, you still got illegal cargo. I'm not sure if that would give them a wanted rating. If it did, then you could just kick the crap out of them. But usually it's for pirates, so it'll scan you, see that you've got a cargo, excuse me, from my head off. Yeah, but you can use a cargo scanner, see what cargo they've got, and then you can demand them to drop it, and if they don't drop it, you destroy their ship, and hopefully it'll drop it in the process of you destroying them. Well, I'm losing my voice, so this is fun. Internal-wise, you start off with everything in E components. As you can see, it's got a C fuel tank, which is capacity of 4 tons of fuel, I guess. Now, one thing I did upgrade on this as well was the cargo rack. It starts with a 2-ton cargo rack, or a capacity of 2 tons. But it is really limiting. And I found a station quite quickly that sold a capacity 4 cargo rack. And since putting that on, it you know, kind of doubles its trading capacity, so it's very nice earning kind of money that way as well, so you don't always have to be stuck kind of in combat. And one thing I did apply or get recently, which I think is really cool, and I love the way that it applies this, so I'm just going to click this now. I bought myself a little skin, so I'll just click yes on this, and then it's not going to do it, is it? Why is it not doing it? I want my skin. Come on then, apply. It's not there. Oh well, something's gone wrong there. 2 seconds, I'm going to sort this out because it's nice. Be right back. Okay, so I reloaded the game and went and got myself a drink, so we're back. And like I said, let's have a look at the new paint job. So, here we go, apply. How cool is that? Just the way that warps that on. But yes, I got myself a cool paint job, which is red ignition, black at the front with fire kind of in gold. Yeah, I think that makes the Eagle look so much better. I like that a lot. Right, so anyways, let's crack on. So here we are. I'm actually still in my starting system, which is it is LTT 15449. And that might not mean anything to anybody, because it's just kind of like some numbers. But if we go into the galaxy map, this is the system I started in, and to be honest with you, I've never left it. I've been in this system ever since I started playing in the Gamma, and I've not had to leave it, and I'll show you why very, very soon. But if we zoom out in the galaxy, as you can see, since Gamma, there is now no more bubble. Or sausage, as I called it last time, which a few of my friends thought was quite funny. So yes, there's no bubble anymore. So as we zoom out, we've got Sol over here, which is also now accessible, so you can get to Earth. which is down here, which is a pilgrimage I'm going to have to take soon. And I also wanted to get to Vega because I loved the film First Contact, and I really wanted to go and visit there. But apparently you need a pass, you need a permit to get into Vega, so they have to like you. And at the moment, due to a specific reason, Vega or the Federation really don't like me. I'm very much unliked by the Federation. But if we just zoom out here, the place where you started was actually kind of up and in around this kind of area. Yeah, but now I'm kind of quite far away from that. I'm all the way down here, so I've got quite a trek to get to either where I want to go. Polaris is in the North Star. That's quite cool. So yeah, I've got quite a trek to get to back where we were in the central systems where Erinin and everything like that is, or quite a trek to get to where Sol is. But if we just keep zooming out and 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 zooming out, this is the galaxy. It's our galaxy. It's where we're from, and as you can see, that's where I am. Sol's just around here. And now, if you wanted to, you can visit every single one of these stars. Every one of them. And one thing I really want to do, and I'm going to do this, even if it kills me, I want to get into the middle. I want to see what's in the middle. I've always wanted to know that. Whenever you see pictures of the galaxy, I'm just like, well, what's in the middle? Now, of course, it's got to be stars, really, really probably tightly compacted together with lots of gravitational and spatial anomalies. But I want to go have a look. So at some point, it'll probably happen after the main release because from what I understand, there's going to be another wipe after Gamma. So I'll probably get about halfway there, and then all of a sudden I'll end up back here, which would be very, very frustrating. So we're here, and my objective after I've done my pilgrimage to see Earth is then to head into the middle and see what's there. So I might record that, but that might be very boring. I don't know. If you want to see that, let me know, and then we'll do that. But if we zoom back in, got things like nebula there and lots of space dust, and then all of these different stars with all of their different planets. Now, like I said, this is where I started, LTT 15449. I've not left. If we go into system view, I'll show you why I've not left. So yeah, right, here we go. This is my system. It's I'm going to say binary, but I think it's actually a trinary system because as you can see, there's like a cross here which shows I'm not discovered another planet or a star. But you've got this type of dwarf star. Now what dwarf stars are like, the way it was explained to me, it's like Jupiter that got very, 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 very hot and then kind of became a very small star in its own kind of accord. That's kind of what that is. And then you've got like a M-class star or a red star, like a big massive sun. And then you've got one of these things, which is an L-class dwarf star. So yes, that's very, very beautiful to see up close. It's much like this, very pink. But anyways, as you can see, it's quite a full system. Up here against the main star, you've got all of these different ports. You've got Binnett Port, which is where I am at the moment, and then you've got all of these different stations along here. And each one sells slightly different things at slightly different prices, and all very, very useful. Now, Marlborough has a black market, and earlier I said that the Federation hates me. It's because I tried smuggling something into Marlborough, and as I was on my way in, there was no system security there, and I was like, easy, great, you know, I'm going to get these battle weapons and this tobacco through the dock, and I'll earn some money, and everything will be fantastic. But then System Authority all kind of jumped in around me, immediately scanned me, and wallop, 24,000 credit bounty, and now I'm untrustworthy. But what does that mean, being untrustworthy? Well, it means that the Federation won't give me any more bulletin boards until I am trustworthy, or until I'm back to a neutral status. So it's very, very difficult getting jobs in this system. But the reason I'm staying here mainly is because I found a really, really good trading route. And that's between, where is it now? trying to think which one it is now. Yeah, Faraday Dock here. It's a small kind of space station, but they produce agricultural machinery. Okay, so they produce things like, I don't know, like space tractors, or what I actually trade in is marine supplies or marine equipment, so more agricultural type equipment. So they produce agricultural equipment. As you can see here, they import platinum, palladium, gold there, but what that doesn't say is that they actually import a lot of food. Okay, so they produce agricultural equipment, but they don't produce any sort of food, so they need food in order to kind of survive. So they have a very high need for that sort of stuff. But if we go down to another system, if I can get down here, where my Sidewinder is, Riley Dock, which is the system I started in, or the station I started in, they produce food, but they don't have any high-tech sort of manufacturing, but they have a really high requirement for it. So here I've got a system producing food that needs high-tech equipment, and then up here I've got a station that produces high-tech equipment and needs food. And they're only about 200 light seconds or so kind of between the two. They're really not that far apart, so within a couple of minutes I can travel from this station to this station and back again. Now I'm earning about 8,000 credits a run in my tiny little Eagle, only producing kind of, or only carrying 4 tons of cargo at a time, which is absolutely fantastic. So, you know, to build up my money, that's all I've been doing, is just ferrying agricultural equipment and food backwards and forwards, and I'm earning quite a good profit from it, you know, and it is very easy. And what's making it even more fun is that when I'm carrying the marine equipment back, I quite often get interdicted by pirates who want it. You know, they see it, they scan me, they know it's expensive, so they pull me out of my super cruise and try and get me to dump my cargo. But because I'm in an Eagle, I just turn around and kick their shit in. So I'm earning very good bounties from that as well. So overall, this system for me has been one of the most profitable systems I've come across since I've been in well, through beta and then into gamma, of course. You know, it's been absolutely fantastic. Now, what I plan to do once I've earned enough money is buy a hauler, and then, as you can see, this planet here, I don't even need to leave the system. It's a class 3 gas giant with metal-rich rings. Now, this station here, because it's producing high-tech equipment, is got an outstanding demand for everything metal. Any precious materials, it's just paying through the nose. I mean, it's massively above galactic average what they're asking for it. So if I can get a hauler with a mining laser and a finery, I'll just be refining the crap out of the rings here, moving there and selling it, and then boom, profit, you know, just like that. So this is such a self-sufficient little system to start with, and the fact it started me here is just kind of like gold mine, you know. I'm absolutely loving it, and that's why I've not left. You know, I've just been in that system the whole time. I've felt no need to kind of travel elsewhere. Now, of course, you know, there might be benefits to moving on and going other places, but I'll probably do that once I've got a little bit bored of the system and I want some more money. Now, one thing with trading, one thing I wanted to show you actually. So you've got your navigation here, which is you can put in systems, you can go to Sol or different things like this, and you can plan your jump routes, and using this little slider here you can have a look and see how far you can jump. So when I'm fully laden, I can jump 8.11 light years, whereas my maximum jump range is 8.76. And then these blue lines will kind of show me, you know, kind of like how far I can jump, and if the lines don't connect, then it means that it's outside my jump range, so I can't jump from this star to that star because there's no blue lines. So that's kind of what the blue lines mean. And then you can put in fastest route, which will use up to your limit of fuel in order to make jumps, whereas economical route will be lots of small jumps but using less fuel to jump, sort of thing. Hope that kind of makes sense. And then in view, I'm in realistic view at the moment here, but if we click map, it turns into this lovely kind of colourful display of trading routes. So this shows me what LT15449 is exporting and importing in very lovely colours. And all of these very lovely colours match up with things here. So you've got, I don't know, there's purple there. So what's purple? Is purple chemicals? You can switch it on and off. Okay, right, so that's cool. I know that they're importing and exporting chemicals. But then you might think, well, okay, there's lots of chemicals, so what type of chemicals are they doing? So if you click this down arrow, as you can see, you've got hydrogen fuel, mineral oil, explosives, and pesticides. So they're exporting one of those, so what I want to do is just switch off all of these until it line disappears. Okay, so, right. So if we switch on hydrogen, it's exporting hydrogen, actually, or importing hydrogen from systems around it, which will probably be paying a good price for. You've got mineral oil, so it's exporting mineral oil up to a star that's up here. If I move the map around, it'll eventually kind of show up, but there we go, Gordon. So it's exporting mineral oil to Gordon. And that's generally how I used the map view here. So, you know, you can turn all of these off, and then when you're in a station, you see a commodity that's selling at a good price, you can come into here and then click on, right, okay, so I want to be taking some mineral extractors to, well, I don't know, you know, wherever. So you can click that on and off and then see if the map moves, if they're export anywhere. So, you know, that's generally how the trade routes work on the map. And, you know, I think it's really intuitive and it works. And I've really kind of been making it work for me through the beta. But one thing I have found as well, if we come out of this then go into station services, and I've only just discovered this, and I don't know if it's been recently added or if it's been there the whole time and I've just not known, but if we go into the commodities market, down this side here, you've got everything that this station is selling, so it shows what's in high demand on here, and it shows what they're supplying in high here, so that they're supplying food cartridges here that really, you know, kind of, you've got loads of those. So as you can see, the galactic average is 198 credits a ton, and they're currently selling it at 47 credits a ton, which is awesome. So because they got so many of them, they're selling them dirt cheap. Now don't get confused with these. You've got sell and buy. Sell is what they'll buy from you, so that's their selling cost. Or yeah, if you sell it to them, that's the selling cost, and buy is the buying cost. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So if I was to buy it, it'd be 47. If I was to sell it, it'd be 37. So that's how that works. And then if we go down, as you can see, marine equipment, the galactic average is 4,469. And if I buy it, it's 3,825. So, you know, there is a bit of a margin between the galactic average and the buying price. But I know that on the system or the station I take it to, they buy that at 4,800, so I'm earning 1,000 credits a ton, which is absolutely amazing. So yeah, that's kind of how trading works. But one thing, if you're doing system to system trading rather than station to station trading, if you click on galactic average up here, it gives you all of this, which is trade information for different systems around. So you can then click on galactic average there, or you can say, right, okay, if I want to trade to Gordon, so I click on Gordon, and then it'll tell me, so hydrogen fuel is imported from Gordon, okay, but they export algae, so I could buy algae, which they have a massively high supply of, for quite a low price. If I exported that to Gordon, there's a station there that would buy that for above the average price. So rather than kind of faffing on with the trade map, you just go in here, select a system that you think that you want to jump to, or a close system, and then you can go through and it'll tell you exactly what it imports and exports from that station. So for me, that's a massive trading tip. You know, that's awesome. I think that's really cool. You know, so yeah, that's how that works. So yeah, that's that. Or you can turn that back to galactic average, and it'll show you the credits that everything costs and what they're selling it for compared to what they have. So if I go back to the system map. So I'm in bin at port at the moment, and sorry about this. Every once in a while, the mouse unaligns itself. So as you can see, my mouse is there, but that's exit. So I don't know what's causing that to happen, but it's very, very annoying. So let's have a look. So let's do a quick trade run here. So I'm at bin at port. Now, no, if I take food to Faraday Dock, then yeah, they'll take that on. So let's have a look. So if we go to the commodities market here. So right, so this place produces food at quite a good cost, you know, or at least they did. It looks like everything's actually changing here. So they've now got a high demand for food. I think I'm getting confused about where I am at the moment. I don't know. Let's have a look at the system map. This is all fun. So let's have a look. System map. I keep getting lost and confused about which stations are which and where. So this has been at port. That's right. So Faraday Dock, they produce equipment at good prices and then sell it down here for Riley Dock. So that's the kind of trade route I've been doing. So I know I stopped in here to sell off some bounties I earned from the local nav point. So in fact, let's have a look at this actually. If they sell food at good price. This is trading in action, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. So this place, what's this place? So this place is actually producing kind of mineral extractors, marine equipment, things like this at a relatively good cost actually. They've got good supply of those. And they've got quite a high demand for food as well. So what's their animal meats? Their selling price is 1353. Okay, well that's good to know. What we can do, because they're producing marine equipment at quite a good cost, and they've got quite a high supply of that, I just click on buy 4 tons of that, which costs me 15,300 credits, so you've got to have a little bit of outlay to do this. Now we'll exit here. Oops. We'll return to the surface. And then we'll set course for the system where I'm selling this marine equipment to, which is Rotten Port. Rotten T Gen Port, I don't know. However you want to pronounce it, but that's where we're heading. So we'll wait for the clamps to unlock here, and then we'll go into launch. So landing gear up. I'll head towards the exit here, but I don't want to go steaming straight out just in case there's something big coming in. Okie dokie. And there we go. As soon as I come out, being scanned by local authority. Which, if you're carrying illegal cargo, means that you get absolutely stuffed with a scan finish, be about your business. See, they don't like me. They really don't like me. It used to be like, have a nice day, you're all okay, but ever since my reputation with the Federation is unfriendly, they hate me. They want rid of me. They don't want me in their system. I can't blame them, you know. I tried smuggling illegal, lethal weapons into their station. So there we go. So I'll go into Super Cruise here. And this just still so beautiful. It really is. You know, we've got all these different systems about us here. Now we're going to be grav-locked by this planet here for a little while, so it's going to slow us down. But as we start moving away from that planet, we'll be able to pick up speed. Now one thing it is good too when you're hauling expensive freight, keep an eye on your radar. And if you see a square box come up behind you, then you're about to be interdicted, so prepare yourself for a fight. And what you can do, I'm using an X52, it's a stick I've used for years with DCS and other flight sims. But using the top hat, you can actually cycle left and right to go through ships in the system, and then up and down, or yeah, up, in order to go back to the target or station that you're assigned to. So if I see a ship coming up behind me, I can go hat switch right, which will then kind of lock on to the nearest ship to me, If I see it's a side war or something like that, when it interdicts me, I'll just throttle back and say, yeah, let's have a fight. But if it's an Imperial Clipper or a Lakon Type 9 or something that's going to really kind of screw me over, then I'll fight the interdiction with everything I'm worth. So we're just on the way here. Oh, another thing I did put on this as well was a cheap fuel scoop, and I've just been using it every now and then just to refuel my tank, and that's saving me a couple of 100 credits as well, not having to buy fuel constantly, which is useful. It's all profit at the end of the day. So we're picking up speed quite nicely here, heading towards the port. Now, one thing, I learned this from Scott Manley, and it's a really good tip, and if you're watching this, I'd like to pass the tip on to you as well. Now, you see Rottingen port there, and the light seconds ticking down, and below that you've got the time to intercept. So at the moment it's at 18 seconds, 15 seconds now till we get there. But at the moment I'm at full throttle, so I'm travelling as fast as I possibly can through this part of space. And she'll automatically start slowing herself down, but as I get to about 7-8 seconds, I just want to come back into the blue and then keep my ETA at about 7 seconds, 6 seconds all the way in. Oops, in fact that's gone down to 5 now, which means I'm approaching a bit too fast and there's a chance I'll get an overrun. So I'm just throttling down here, just trying to slow down as best I can, and then hopefully I'll still get the safe disengage. So as you can see there, that's gone down to 4.3, so I'm going far too fast now actually. So I'm going to have to do the loop of shame. So yeah, I'm going far too fast to actually kind of come out of Super Cruise at the planet, so you have to do the loop of shame in order to slow down, in order, you know, to actually kind of come out of Super Cruise safely. So I'll just come back in on the planet there, keeping the needle in the blue. ETA is about 6, which is what you want. If I was to accelerate now, that'd go down to 4 again, 3, 2, and then I'd be travelling too fast and it wouldn't let me out of Super Cruise. So we're safe now, just throttling up a little bit, everything's in the blue. So I'll hit disengage. And there's Rotten Port. I'm going to call it Rotten Port. There you go. It's Rotten Port, there we go. Yep, so that's what we're going to call it. So I'll just hit boost. Now another thing there, as you can see, I hit my boost and we accelerate and then we immediately decelerate back down to our top speed. Now this is another Smudgy's top tip, and I'm not sure if this is a bug or something that's been left in on purpose, but if I go flight assists off, if I boost, I'll still accelerate up to my top speed at 312 there, or 320, whatever it is, but then I'll slowly start slowing back down to my maximum kind of unboosted speed. But if we just boost, and if I pitch down but thrust up, as you can see, I'm now maintaining a speed of about 331. And if you want to run away from something in a certain direction, that's a very, very good little kind of hack, something kind of cool to know. You know, if you need to get away quickly, then do that. So I'll just head back towards the port here. And as usual, you've got to request docking clearance, because if you go through without your docking clearance, then you're going to get shafted. And by shafted I mean you're going to have all of the lasers in the world shooting you in the face. So we'll just go flight assist off and then boosting up to 343 there, which is much faster than what this ship usually goes. And as you can see, we're screaming towards the station now. And then as we get close, I'll just release the thrusters, which will then slow us all the way back down. Looks like we've got an asp hogging the entranceway there, so we'll just kind of skip around him using trespass warning. Ah, shite. So I guess I didn't. I thought I got permission there. Guess not. Whoops. So I guess I didn't get permission there. I wasn't paying enough attention. Request denied. So I'm not allowed in for another 13 seconds. Ignore that. wipe that, erase that from your memories. That didn't happen. So that's what happens when you don't get docking permission. Clear docking privileges restored. Well, wow, thank you very much. Will you actually let me in this time? There we go. So now they're going to let me in. So here we go. So in my hurry to get out, I did kind of bump, but because I've got my shields on, not much damage there. So we need to aim for 28. This is a big frickin' Lake on Type 9 coming out there. So we'll just use our thrusters to line up for landing. And then land. Not, not the best entry ever, but there we go. And as you can see, there's other ships, kind of AI, all kind of lined up on their docking ports doing what they need to do. So what we'll do is that we'll go into Starport Services, and then we'll sell those commodities that we bought, hopefully for a nice big profit. So if you go down to Marine Equipment, as you can see, they're buying it here for 4,820, and I bought it at 3,800. So when we go to sell it, if we go sell, so I'm earning 995 credits a ton at the moment. So by selling off all 4 tons, earning 3,980 credits, which for a couple of minutes and a slight little mishap on the entrance there, yeah, doing that repeatedly will earn you, you know, some pretty safe credits. Let's call it that way. That's safe ways of or the safe way of earning credits. Now there is other way of earning money in this game, and that's by bounty hunting. Now, because the Federation hates me at the moment, bounty hunting is becoming harder. It's becoming much, much harder. Because if I deploy my weapons around a Federation ship, because I'm unfriendly with them, they think I'm being hostile towards them, and then they think that I want to kill them, so they then start shooting at me. So bounty hunting around the nav beacons and things like this is becoming much, much harder. So that's why I've mostly been doing these ferrying runs backwards and forwards like this in order to earn money. What we'll do is that we'll spin around here, we'll head off to the the nav beacon and see if we can't earn a couple of bounties there anyway. So we'll just wait for launch clearance here. As you can see, a nice busy station here, ships coming and going, and there's a Asp just kind of floating there and a Viper coming in for landing up. There we go, the Asper's now moving away toward the entrance, and we've got a Sidewinder just coming in there, and docks moving anywhere. So immersion wise, absolutely amazing. You know, there's so much kind of going on. Even, I mean, at the moment I'm playing in solo mode. You know, I've got no kind of plays around, simply because it's a hassle. I much kind of rather enjoy playing solo than online, unless I'm with friends. You know, this way I find out it's much less buggy as well. You get less kind of disconnects and things like this. So now there you go. The LTT 15449A is the main star. That's the star I want to be heading towards, because it's the main star where you jump in and out of, and it's the main star that has the nav beacon, which is where you want to do, or where you can find all of the good bounties. So I'm just going to do a cheeky little sting maneuver here. So 346. Hey guys, it's Smudge here, and I'm talking over this part in post. Now, for some reason, this isn't due to the game. This is purely due to my recording software or something on my PC. The next 10 minutes or so of gameplay, I think it's something close to that, unfortunately never recorded any audio, or the audio that it did record was severely bugged and it just didn't sound very good. So I'm just kind of talking over this part in post, rather than just kind of leaving it in kind of silent. Now, I was thinking about scrubbing this whole video, but you know, I mean, it was quite a long video that I recorded. In fact, how long was it in total? It's about an hour and a half. So just kind of scrubbing an hour and a half of recording because of 10 minutes of silence. I thought, well, let's put it in because, the first part I kind of talked about the trading there and a few tips on that. But at the moment, we're on the way to the nav beacon at LTT. I forget the name of the place where we are at the moment. Yeah, but anyways, we're on the way to the nav beacon there in order to kind of do some bounty hunting. And kind of what comes up, it's really, it was really impressive. Well, I thought it was impressive at least. Impressive? Yeah. It was good fun. We managed to find quite a few bounties and come out with some good bounties. So yeah, at the moment we're in hyperspace heading towards the stars. Now, one thing I did point out about the radar there, I think it was through this part, is that on the radar you see the planets in orange and then a planet or sun in blue. And what the blue means is that you're in that in the gravitational influence of that star or of a planet. So when you're close to a planet, that planet will turn blue on your radar. Then that means that you're being restricted by its gravitational influence. And then, as you move away, it'll go back to orange, and then the sun will turn blue because that's what's influencing the gravitational effects on your ship as you're in super cruise. So yeah, we're just traveling over here and looking, kind of in the menus there, having a look to see if the nav beacon is coming up on the system list there, so I can lock it up and then kind of guide myself into it. So it comes up at the bottom there, but being as slow as I am, it takes me a few moments to realize that it's there. And then there we go. So I lock that in as a destination, and then it gives me the approach kind of speed and distance. And then just controlling the throttle, keeping it in the blue as we approach the sun. But again, if you keep an eye on the temperature gauge in the left-hand side of the radar, as we approach the sun, that starts going up. I think it goes up to about 70 odd percent. And that's just due to the proximity to the sun, of course, that part of space being much hotter than all of the other parts of space, and your heat sinks aren't as efficient. And that also carries over into the nav beacon as well. So when you're flying around the nav beacon and you're engaging targets, then you don't dissipate heat as quickly, so it can become a bit harder in that respect, especially when using pulse lasers and beam lasers and things like that. So here we're in safe disengage, so we're just dropping up super cruise here into the nav beacon. Now what I'm doing is just hitting a joystick, or the top joystick hat on the X52 Pro. I'm just clicking that off to the right, and then it's locking up the closest target to me. And then I'm steering towards that, giving it a scan, seeing if it's wanted, what type of ship it is, and then locking up the next one, just trying to find any players that might have bounties on there, or anybody who's wanted. Again, just looking through targets here. So there's a Holder there, a Sidewinder, all flying in formation, so I don't know if they're all part of some kind of group or protectorate, but you get lots of ships flying together. So there we go. Found a wanted Sidewinder here, so I bring my weapons out, and you see the triangle come up at the top there saying that modules have been turned off, or there's a power discrepancy. And the reason that is because I'm carrying more modules and weapons on board than what I actually have power or available power to power those systems. I hope that kind of makes sense. So when I turn on my weapons, I've set the power priority in order to turn off things like the fuel scoop, the frame shift drive, some other things. Now the reason I turn off the frame shift drive is that you can't use that when the weapons are deployed. So I have to put the weapons away to use the frame shift drive. So by turning that off, it gives the ship more available power, which is handy, because then you can carry kind of more weapons and more systems than what the ship's capable of powering, but you're not going to be using all of them at the same time. So it's all about finding balances. So we dispatched that signed one in there pretty damn quick, as you can see, and got a small bounty for that, but he wasn't really that dangerous. You know, so with Sidewinders and smaller ships that don't really carry a massive bounty with them. But as you start going up to things like the Eagle that you see here, then the Viper, all the way up to Federal dropships, Anacondas, things like that, then you start getting serious bounties, up to kind of 10 to 20,000 credits. And then that's where bounty hunting kind of really starts becoming very, very profitable, especially if you're apt enough to take on things like an Anaconda, which I'm not really am at the moment. I've tried it a couple of times, but it does turn south very, very quickly. And I've ended up kind of getting quite heavily damaged. So there we go, 837 credit bounty off that Eagle there, which isn't a great deal for an individual bounty. But if you start racking them up, then it all adds up, you know. And you can earn credits quite quickly by doing that. So again, just scanning other ships around, and I find another Eagle there that's wanted. We'll have a look and see he's got a couple of grand of bounty there, so it's definitely worth going and get involved with him. So again, just flying in here, setting up a position, and as you can see, I've got that gimbaled multi-cannon on top there, which is really, really handy because I can turn with the ships using my static pulse lasers when I'm facing at them. But even as they start kind of turning kind of more towards my top, you know, when I'm not pointing directly at them, I can still engage them with that multi-cannon. And it really does kind of add on quite a lot of damage. So there we go, 3,293 credit for that Eagle, and quite a quick kill there. Just taking down the shields with the pulse lasers and then ripping his hull to shreds with that multi-cannon. Now, the upsides and downsides with these sort of weapons, so you've got the, oh yeah, here we go. It's a Federal dropship with an 11,000 credit bounty, which is a huge bounty for an individual kill. But the Federal dropship really is a tough nut to crack. So we'll just let this play out as as we start our engagement here. But as I was saying, that the pulse laser is very, very good against shields, but they're not that strong against hull. They do fair amounts of damage, and the weapons I'm using here are the basic pulse lasers that you actually get for free. They're the loaned F-class pulse lasers, like what I said earlier. I think I mentioned that earlier on in the video. And then I've got that G-rated multi-cannon on top. But using the pulse lasers and the multi-cannon, it's especially deadly. So what I'm doing here, I'm just looking through to see how that Federal dropship's on, what he's got. So he's got multi-cannons, pulse lasers, and some other nasty stuff on there. But as I engage them here, I was hoping that they'd all be static or gimbaled, like the multi-cannon or the pulse lasers that I'm using, so that way I can just maneuver and stay in behind him, and I'd be fairly safe. But as I engage, I found out that actually all of his weapons are turreted, so no matter what ways he's pointing, those weapons are still going to engage me, and they're still going to do a lot of damage. Now the thing, or a good tip with the Federal dropship, is that I think nearly all of the weapons are underneath. I'm not sure, you might have one hard point on top. I think that's right, but the majority of his weapons are underneath. So when you're in a turning fight, it kind of pays to stay above him. And it just takes a little bit of maneuvering using the thrusters and engine management, power management, in order to kind of keep that position, which is what I try to do through this engagement. But at times it works, and at times it really doesn't work. So I'm just about to engage him here, and I'm targeting his drives. His drives are basically his engines. So as you can see, he's got one of his turrets there kind of engaging me. So I'm trying to stay above his ship so that the bottom mounted weapons can't engage me. As you can see, there's a gimbal multi-cannon there starting to take some toll on my shields. So the reason I target his engines is that if I can get those offline quickly, then it leaves him really vulnerable where he can't maneuver, or if you take out one of his drives, then it can slow him down at half his available kind of power, I suppose. So I've taken his shields out quite quickly there, but then again, they did recharge very quickly. And we're just exchanging fire him here. He's firing that turreted weapon, and again, I'm struggling for power management here, because I'm diverting power into my shields in order to make those as strong as possible so that they can absorb this fire coming from his turrets. And it is a lot of fire he's kicking out. And then, because I've got all power into my systems, I'm scavenging for power between my engines so I can maneuver, and my weapons so I can keep them recharged. You know, so as I'm using those pulse lasers, they're really zapping away the power, you know. And that's one of the advantages over multi-cannons, is that they use very little power, but they don't have quite the single-shot power output that the pulse lasers have. So again, you know, he's ripped my shields down there with a volley from those turrets. So I'm kind of trying my best to stay out of his way. I'm using assists off and side slipping and sliding to throw his targeting computer off. But as you can see in the cockpit there's a couple of fires breaking out, and there's sparks kind of going off everywhere as I'm being engaged and getting hit. So I'm just dumping more power into systems to recharge my shields faster, waiting for those to come online, and then I'll redistribute power to all of the systems, as I've just done there, to bring power into systems, weapons, and engines. I was in kind of a bad situation there. You know, I really kind of let myself kind of run out of power. You know, I'd been draining power from everything, engines, systems, and weapons. So I really needed to kind of step back in order to recharge and you know, kind of build some more power up so I could actually defend myself and engage. But being a bit kind of hungry for the kill, I just keep pressing and wearing my power out, and then I had to start moderating my laser usage and cannon usage in order to actually keep kind of recharging. So I'm still turning around him here, trying to keep the top of his ship towards me, using my lateral thrusters and rolling around to try and avoid as much of his fire as I can. But he's trying everything he can in order to bring all of his weapons to bear on me. As you can see there, he points the underneath of his ship at me and just starts absolutely hammering my shields. And as you can see, that they're down to the last couple of hits on a shield there. But I actually break off here and run away a bit like a girl, in order just to kind of recharge up with the shield, get those back up to strength. Because if it was to hang around within that volley of fire when my shields go down, I really wouldn't last long. You know, the armor on the Eagle is absolutely paper thin. So I'm just redistributing power here, just trying to bring more power into weapons, engines, and systems to help me kind of re-engage. And this is the thing with the Federal dropship. It really is like a light frigate. You know, it's really heavily armored. It's got really strong armor. It's got a massive complement of weapons on it. But even for its size, it's very maneuverable and it's quite quick. And as you can see here, I nearly ram him. In fact, I'm not sure if I did clip him, but I'm using my thrusters as best as I can just to try and stay close to his top. A couple of clicks there. The audio is going to kick back in just a minute or so here. So I'll just keep talking until that happens, and I'll let my in-game commentary I had on at the time kind of kick in. So again, I'm just kind of running away here and trying to avoid fire and throw off his aim while I wait for my shields to recharge. But I think it was System Authority and a few other kind of people had jumped in at this point and started engaging them, as you can see there. So that took some of the heat off me. So I was just kind of maneuvering into a good position and let my shields and systems recharge here. And then I turn around and then re-engage. So again, just looking for the target here, keeping an eye on his shields and hull. And his shields are down there, so I divert all power into weapons and then turn to re-engage. So the in-game voice is about to kick in now, so I'll leave this here. Again, just avoiding his fire because he is shooting at me. Yes, I know. Thank you, bitching Betty. But please, shut up! Putting some power into engines here so I can maneuver around him. Getting someone using class 1 weapons, they're not doing him a whole lot of damage. Oops. System energy's run out there, so that means that my shields are going to go down pretty quick. So I'm just recharge those. It's down to 55%, he's nearly there. Pretty glad help turned up though, because taking this thing on my own would have been a real pain in the ass. One thing I have to look out for System Authority as well is that I don't actually accidentally shoot them, because that would be very, very bad as well. Is he dumping cargo? Looks like he is dumping cargo. Weapon reloading again. I'm just trying to avoid fire as best I can by moving laterally here. This weapon shields are back online. That's not good. Oops. Going in for those drives again. Come on, thrust around. So if I can take out his engines, he can't maneuver, and then he's a sitting duck, and I can just sit there all day long having a go. Oops, he's shooting at me again. Power into systems and weapons. Don't really need maneuvering engines at the moment. Got to watch out for System Authority. Last thing I want to do is shoot them so they start shooting me. Getting some audio bugs there. Don't know if you guys will be picking that up too, but oops, that's not good. He's 9%. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, turn, 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 turn. Wrong time to be still. If I need cheese bounty, I'm going to be really cheesed off. Power into weapons and just slam him. Come on, you fucker, I don't care. Shoot me. Shoot me. Oh, in your face. 12,139 credit bounty. Fines? I was fined. I'm not wanted, but I've got a fine. Don't know what. Oh, that would have been for maybe entering that system earlier. That was from half an hour ago, so maybe that. But there we go. 12,139 credit bounty there. So that's a thing. And that is definitely a much more fun way of earning credits than actually frickin' trading. But all of these white things that you see hovering about here, the cargo that frickin' that federal dropship was just spewing everywhere as we're shooting at him. He's just thrown his cargo all over the bloody system here. Now, This is what happened to me last time. I saw tobacco and firearms in amongst all this stuff, and I was like, I really want to go pick that up. And I really want to go and sell it. But then I got close to the system, I got scanned, and then got a 24,000 credit bounty, and then the Federation decided that they hated me. And that's really kind of ruined a lot of kind of the game for me in the way of kind of doing bulletin board jobs, which is a really easy way of earning credits to begin with. So this is just federal security kind of pottering around here at the moment. So we'll put some power back into engines, and we'll head back over towards the main nav beacon and then see if we can't pick up some more wanted people. No crimes detected, you're free to go. Well, thank you very fucking much. So we'll do my floaty boosty thing. It's because I've got an awesome paint job. That's why I earned that awesome bounty. It's the paint job. So yeah, fly around here, see if anything else kind of crops up near the nav beacon. In fact, it is going to take me all of a week to get there, so I'm going to pause this here and we'll come back when I get there. Okay, so back by the nav beacon and near lots and lots of different ships kind of warping in and warping out. Ooh, straight away, look at that. Wanted Cobra. What's his bounty for? Come on, bounty screen, there we go. 9 grand on a fucking Cobra. I'll have some of that, yes please. So Cobras generally die very quickly. Or at least they do to Eagles. So I'm just going to piss him off and then make him turn. Some more power into weapons. He's barely manoeuvring here, so this is going to be a nice 9 grand. You want a piece of me, scum? Well, you're not really doing anything about it, so yeah, I'll have all of it, please. Although that seems to have pissed off everybody else in the system. Everybody's just turned red, so after this one I might have to leave. It's probably because he's part of some gang or something like this, so you shoot at him and then everybody's like, no, you can't do that. Shields up? You must be kidding. Can't boost away from me that easily. Oh, he's trying to jump away a little. You're not getting away from me, pal. Oops, I'm being shot at. That's not good. Oh, I think he's deploying mines. He's deploying something that's going pop behind me. Anyway. There we go. I'll have that. So that was a nice easy 9 grand, but now there's lots of red blobs around me, so let's see who these red blobs belong to. Ooh, I'm being shot at. That's not good. All of his pals have turned up to have a go. But they're in Sidewinders, so let's kill them as well. Ah, he's clean. That's not good. Clean means I can't shoot him. If I shoot him, I become wanted. This is what I hate sometimes in this game. How about yourself? Are you wanted? What is that? That's a fucking Type 9. I'm not engaging that. I'm not that stupid. What's that? That's another Cobra? He's wanted. What's his bounty for? 2,000. As he runs into me. Thank you very much, twat. Everybody's scanning me. That's not very nice. Another thing with the Cobra as well, it's got lovely... Ooh, shit! Christ, he just hit his brakes. Doing like a Tom Cruise moment. I'll hit his brakes and he'll fly right by. What the hell? Out of range. I I don't think so, unless it means out of ammo. That would be bad. Oh well, let's just engage him with the lasers anyway. He's got a nice skin, he deserves to die. And he's not got any shields on. I don't know why he's not got shields on. But, you know, makes my life easier. Thing with not having the multi-cannon is that I need to wait for my lasers to recharge before I can start shooting again. So just slowing down my rate of fire here just to keep my power up. Still getting good hits here. No, he's shooting at me anyway. So I'm just going to thrust downwards away from that. Again, just by thrusting laterally, it makes it very difficult for him to get good shots on me. Ooh, no, he's boosting away. Ooh, that's interesting. One of his drives has nearly gone anyway, so... He's spewing something out of his hole there, don't know what it is, but... Come back! Oh, he's turned around and he's shooting at me again, so... That's a good idea. In your face! What's that just come in? Ooh! It's one of those nice shiny new ships. Let's go have a look. Orca. All power to engines. Isn't it a very pretty ship? Little cruise liner. Good for smuggling people. Slave trading. But because I'm unfriendly, he doesn't want to have anything to do with me. I try flying near him and he's like, leave me alone! Stranger danger. Ha. Oh well, he's boosting away anyway, let's leave him alone. So what have we got there? Surge detected. Narcotics. I really want to go and pick them up and sell them, but I can't. Because that would be naughty. And then I'd earn more bounties and more fines and that would really suck. So let's see what we've got here anyway. Yeah. I think I might head back to Binnet. Ooh, a red. Power into scanners and see what we've got. If it's wanted, he's mine. He is wanted. What's his bounty? Look at that. 1,000. Yeah. It's worth a punt. Even though I've got no auto cannon ammo left. Oh, he's got a mine launcher. That's going to help. Gauging from maximum range, but we're doing damage. And he's dropping mines. Throttling back to gain some maneuverability here, and he's already got a little fire going on there. If he drops some mines now, they're going to go right off in my face. Yep, there you go. I can hear them exploding around me. The thing with the Cobra is it's a lovely ship, but it's got massive engines, so hitting its drives really isn't hard. And of course, being in an Eagle and being so maneuverable, I can just maneuver around it. Maybe even start shooting in a cockpit just to kind of annoy you. How about that? Ooh, boosting away, eh? I've got those too. So don't forget that I'm still using the absolute basic pulse lasers that you get with every ship free. And just, yeah, doing a fairly good job with them, I think. You know, everybody watching this might say, no, you're crap, you're rubbish, you're not doing this right. But, hey, I don't care. I'm having... Wow! That hurt. Just flew into one of his mines, which really sucks. So there, as you can see, I've now disabled his drives. So he can't maneuver. He's stuck, kind of floating around in space doing what he's doing. He can't turn to engage me. He's absolutely useless. So that's one disadvantage of the Cobra and having massive engines, is that now he can't escape. I can just sit here behind him all day. He can't do anything about it. So he's on 4% health, so we'll just put him out of his misery and then claim the bounty. There. So that's why I like targeting drives. You can target a lot of things. You can target the weapons, their power cores, power distributors, everything like that. But by hitting his drives, by taking his engines out, you just neutralize him. Then you can just kind of take your time and pick him to bits. So, ooh, another one. I jumped out. How about you? A Viper. I like taking Vipers if they're wanted. He's clean. Never mind. He's still got a buddy there as well, does he? Let's have a look at that. Another Cobra. Grid Runner Jerkins. Oh, Jenkins. Jerkins? I hate being dyslexic. So they're clean anyway. Or as clean as you can be in space. Federal security. Not really going to engage them. Someone's deployed their weapons. What's that? Is that Viper deploying his weapons? Ooh, a Python. Not come across one of those very much. Or not come across one of them before. He's clean though, that sucks. But a Python's a... Back off you scum, do you want a piece of me? Okay. But Pythons are very new to the game. They only got added with the Gamma. And so, yeah, let's see if we can get close enough to have a look. So he's manoeuvring like an arsehole, but let's see if we turn on the lights. Can't really see much of him there anyway, but that's a Python anyway. So they are in the game. What we've got, anyways, let's have a look about. So we've got a Sidey. Wanted. What's your bounty? You're in a Sidewinder for easy money. Give me a dozen. Oops, came in a little bit hot there. So we'll just manoeuvre around with some thrusters. Yes, hello buddy, you're gonna die. As soon as I can get in behind you. No, it's not. You're not frame shifting away from me. Ooh, manoeuvrable little sucker. That's cheeky. I can hear his frame shift charge driving. I love that. Little flames coming out where I've been hitting him. Need weapon power. Need weapon power, come on. Not long now, not long now. Oh no! Got his shields back on. Struggling for weapon power. Definitely need to see if I can find a high-powered... Woo! Splashboard! Whatever that means. Another thing from Top Gun. And this thing's starting to get very, very jerky. That's annoying. What we got here anyway? Anaconda. Not going to pick on him even if he's wanted, because that would be surefire death. He is wanted. What's he wanted for? 7,000. Not worth it. Really not worth it. An Anaconda would push my shit all the way back up. fact, I push it up so far it'd come out my mouth. I'll go over here. Totally Moron. I love that name, Total Moron. Who comes up with these names? I love it. Things like that just kind of make you laugh. So I guess he must be in a fight somewhere, so they're all clean. What's that? Who are you? Have I just scanned you? No. Are you wanted? You're in a Type 6. He is wanted. Fucking hell, Type 6, that's wanted. 1,600. You wanted? He's wanted. Bloody hell, everybody's wanted. 2,000 credits. It might be like clubbing baby seals and you're in a hauler, but you're going to die anyway for 2,000 credits. Fucking right you're going to die for 2,000 credits. Where'd he go? He jumped, didn't he? Ah, he jumped. Never mind. Okay. Are you wanted? No, you're clean. Where's the other wanted guy? Wanted. Ah, there you are. Ooh, a Viper that's wanted. It's Totem. Oh no. Yeah. No, that's not a Viper. That's the Anaconda. Not picking on you. So everybody's jumped away. I come close and they're like, run away, run away! I don't know where that Total Morani is, but, or Total Moron. Someone else jumping out there. Lakon Type 9, not going to pick on you, even if you wanted, because again, you'd hurt me. Power into boosters, boost weapon, sensors, that's the one. Can't get my words out. Clean, 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 clean. All of a sudden this nav beacon turns into a parish church. Ooh. People picking on Anaconda. It's a fun part, just sitting back and watching fights develop. System Authority, if they spot that Anaconda, they will have a go at it. And then you can kind of troll in at the last moment and kill it, but I'm not going to pick on him on my own. I'm not that mental. Ooh, what's that? An eagle. Let's see if he's wanted. Scanning me? You better be wanted. He is wanted. What's he wanted for? Ooh! Guess who's gonna die? Turn your back on me, will you? When you've got a bounty, will you? You're not gonna make that mistake again, pal. Oops. Some power into engine might help. There we go. Again, just targeting his engines, just trying to disable him, or at least half his power. Whoa! Hello! That was quick. A bit of evasive manoeuvring going on there as well. So what would you rather do? Would you rather trade? 450 credits, not even worth it, but you're still going to die. Yeah, what would you rather do? Trading, which is just flying backwards and forwards, nice and safe, or would you prefer to come to a nav beacon and shoot people and earn crazy amounts of credits very, very quickly? I know what I'd rather do. I'd rather get a better power unit so I can bloody recharge my weapons faster. Bye! Nice knowing you. Federal security, federal security, federal security. Boring, boring, boring. Is that laser fire? No, that's stars. Scanning clean. What's that? An ASP. Now I know I can take on an ASP when I've got my multi-cannons, but just using my basic lasers, that's going to be a bit of a push. Ooh, another wanted hauler. 195. We're really starting to scrape the bottom of the barrel here, like. But still, bounty's bounty, money in the bank. It's better in my bank than his bank. I love that. They're flying away from you, they're faster than you, you know, you're not really gaining on them. Shoot them, they immediately panic, then start turning. You can then close on them, and then kick their shit in. Yay! Now I don't know why, but more and more AI seem to be travelling around with no shields. Now you might think that's dishonourable, kind of rolling up behind a defenceless hauler and then kicking the crap out of him. But at the end of the day it's money. And I need money. I want money. And all's fair in Star Wars. Or love in Star Wars. Where's the nav beacon gone anyway? I've not seen that in forever. Probably a million miles away from it right now. Navigation... nav beacon? Where's the nav beacon? Bloody hell. So I'll head back towards the nav beacon now, about a minute away. Then we'll see if we can't pick up some more bounties. So what we've got so far. Lots. Money in the bank. Still going. So generally with this, oops, more people jumping in. That's good. So I'll just kind of do this until I start getting my shit pushed in. Shit pished in? Shit pished? Meh. Put my teeth back in, shit pushed in, then I'll generally kind of run away. Like a girl, kicking and screaming, saying, "No kill I want to live!" Well, hello. What the hell are you shooting at me for, you twat? Alright then, if you want to die. So because he shot at me, he's given himself a bounty of 200 credits, so no one shoots at me and gets away with it. Power to engines. Power to weapons. Ah, your shield's gone offline. That's a shame. Ooh, his friends are shooting at me. What else you got? Come on. Need more power and weapons. Well, that's not very nice, is it? Shit. You know when I said, yeah, I'll keep going till I kind of start getting my shit pushed in and I'll run away like a girl saying, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me!" That's getting very close. Where's he gone? Hello. Let's use my radar. Where is he? There he is. Are you wanting to run away? That's a shame. He's hiding in the sun. See, all this crap going around the cockpit here, I don't know, hopefully you'll be able to see that shaft. So if I was using my gimbal weapon right now, that would be going a bit mental. Oh, he got away. That's no fun. So time to put some power back into system so I can start recharging up my my shields here. Wanted Eagle. Meh. Besides, just got a little bit more hull damage here and everything like that, so I think it's time to run away like a little girl and call it a day. Inhibited by mass. Yay! Meh. So we'll head back to Binnet Port here, and then we'll claim our bounties and see what we made in that time that I've been recording. I don't know, how long has it been? Just looking at my clock here. 40 minutes, is it? 50? Something like that. Oops, too fast. Must pay attention. Time for the loop of shame. Scan just closing in here. Ooh, unidentified signal source. It's like moth to a flame. Gimme, gimme, gimme. What's there? Let's have a look. Hopefully, someone with a stupidly high bounty I can kill. I'm terrible. I have to go into USSs. Whenever I see one, I jump in. Just simply, it's like Christmas. You never know what you're going to get. Or I suppose it's like a box of chocolates in that. Wow, fucking federal security. What else is that? Another eagle. Are you federal security as well? No. Are you wanted? Yes. Have you got a big bounty? He does have a big bounty. Huzzah! Power to weapons. Scans? Scans? Uh-oh. Now everybody's shooting at me and that's not very nice. I'm not wanted, he's wanted. Shoot at him, not me. But for another 3,000 credits, I don't mind that at all. I'll kill you, animate. Need more power and weapons. How cool did that look? There we go, that's mine. Next. Frame shift charge, are you running away, you little girl? Come back here. You wanted? No, he's clean. Never mind. You can leave. He's clean. Who are you? He's shooting at someone. He is wanted. 7,000? Give me some of that. Yes, please. I bet they are. Wishing I had my multi-cannon right now. Where's your drives at? I want your weapons. Missile launcher. Uh-oh. Don't want him pointing at me. He knows how to fly that thing, that's for sure. Looks like he's using turrets. Again, targeting his engines here, just as best I can, trying to disable him. Take out those engines and he'll be absolutely defenseless. Gotta watch out for that eagle on the right, because if he crosses my fire, then I could get a wanted bounty and that would really suck. Why are you shooting at me? What have I done to you? Terrible. Excuse me. So he's doing that. Something AI did all through the beta was boost away from you, turn around and fly back in. And because he knows he can't turn with me, that's kind of what he's doing now. And it's not very good for my health. Ooh, although he is running hot, his heat ports are wide open. Come on. Power down to turn. catch up a bit. Oh, didn't get a bounty! Oops. Now someone else is shooting at me. I hope... Now everybody's shooting at me. Well, that's not very nice. I'm not wanted. You flacking pricks. Run away! I really don't know that. I don't know why they do that. Not wanted. Ah. So that's who's put a bounty on me. Advanced Holdings. Oh, hello. I'm spinning a little bit here. So I'll just run away. I'm not engaging clean federal security because that's like a death sentence. Then we'll set target back to the port. Shepard didn't get that last bounty. 7,000 credits would have been a really nice addition. But it's all about whoever gets in that last shot, so if they're using beam lasers, then it's pretty much a assured thing. So we'll go in, request permission to dock this time. A little bit jerky on the way in there, but we're in. So, permission to land this time. Just put some more power into shields. Starting to get very jerky again. I don't know what's causing that. Maybe something running in the background starting to weed up my processor. I don't know. But we'll come in here and then we'll call it a night. 36, 36, 36, there we go. Pause, 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 pause. Not a great time to be pausing when you're this close to the side of a station wall. Oops. There we go. So anyways, we'll go in, we'll claim our bounties and see how much we actually earn through that whole little escapade. Pay off our fines. Reload 4,380, so to rearm 1,000 credits, so that's 5,300 to rearm and refuel. Rearm and repair, that's the word. So let's go into contacts, local security office, pay off our 500 credit fine, and then we get 35,946 credit in bounties. You have to love it. And that's definitely a much more fun way of earning money than shipping marine extractors and food backwards and forwards. And that should actually give me enough to buy a hauler with some mining equipment. So that's what I'm going to do next. But I'm going to leave this here and say good night. I hope that you've enjoyed this. And we'll see you next time. This is Smudge, signing off.